The Hawks have life, and if you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan, you have concerns about your all-star big man, Joel Embiid. Postgame coverage here on Playoff Central Live, presented by AT&T 5G. Kyle Korver in the house tonight, along with Steve Smith. I'm Matt Weiner. The Hawks outscore Philly by 16 in the second half, and they finished the game on a 9-2 run. We'll get into Embiid and what went wrong for Philadelphia down the stretch, but for the two of you, what went right for Atlanta here in the second half that gives them life 2-2 now heading into a Game 5?
Well, I just thought they showed a lot of grit. I think you're watching the game and you're watching the second quarter about midway through, and you thought maybe this series might be over. And so for them to keep their composure, to come out and get the stops that they needed. I think we talked before the game saying they were going to have a hard time stopping Philly, but they held them to 100 points. Obviously, Embiid, we're not sure exactly what happened with him in the second half, but give them a whole lot of credit.
Yeah, and I look at it, if you don't turn the basketball over, you give yourself a chance. They only had 4 turnovers, and it's amazing. They didn't shoot well, but if you don't turn it over, you get a little lucky. The Sixers wasn't hitting shots. Embiid, obviously, we saw he wasn't himself. But I just like the fight in Trae Young. I like the fight in this Atlanta Hawks team. Trae just wouldn't quit. I mean, he just kept coming, and at the end, they prevailed. He knocked down his free throws, and that last 6 seconds, Kyle, I don't know what was going on. I didn't know whether I for some reason, I thought Shake Milton, he was just bringing it up. They had called timeout because no one picked him up. He could have had a walk-in three. Didn't look at the basket, but unfortunately for the 76ers, they lost this one, and this one could be huge. This is a turning point. All losses are, but this one just looks like the most. Was definitely uncomfortable guarding Shake Milton out there, but he was looking for a Seth Curry coming off.
Yeah, it felt like they were mismatched. That they were probably, he thought he was guarding someone else. There was some miscommunication, and then you're trying to find someone. I thought Seth had a great look. I mean, for a double pump, it was lined up. It was strong, off the back rim. That very easily could have gone in.
I want to get your thoughts on what you saw from Embiid in the second half. Obviously, he's dealing with this meniscus tear in his right knee. That's been true since the first-round series against the Washington Wizards. We've seen him at times appear to be hobbled a little bit. He's even grabbed the left knee at times during this series. Whatever it was in the second half, he was not himself. He didn't move particularly well. He didn't look energetic. He was 0 of 12 from the field. I'm not asking either of you to play doctor, but what did you see from Embiid in the second half?
Yeah, it just didn't feel like he had his lift. It felt like the first several games of the season, of the series, he was really nimble. He was looking really shifty, and it wasn't there the second half tonight. And was he tired? Was that his knee was hurting him? I'm not sure, but I think the thing you really think about, and that Sixers fans are probably nervous about right now, is there was hope that you could win tonight, go back home, and take it out in 5 games, and then maybe get a game or a few days before the next series. But if this goes 6 games, and maybe it goes 7 games, he's not going to get that rest that he wants for the next series if they get there.
And I looked at it, that one play is jump hook. You saw that? I mean, it was a play, and I think in the second half, he went up for the jump hook. Kyle, he had no lift.
None, yeah.
Not at all. And I think he tried to throw the left arm out to just get some space. And for me, I thought if you're hurting that way, just try to post up, back people down, become a decoy, make them double. But I think for him, he was trying to score, and they just didn't have it. Right now, there's some concerns right now for the 76ers because you have this young Hawks team right now, Kyle. They have confidence. Didn't shoot it well, Trae Young. Didn't shoot it well, Bogdanovich, and you still get a win. I think they have some confidence going into Philly.
Well, and if he hits that layup in the final few seconds of this game, maybe Philly escapes with a win anyway. That's the easy shot he's going to get all night. But again, 0 of 12 from the field in the second half. He had a couple of turnovers in the final few minutes as well. And again, we can't speculate on his health, but He didn't look right. And given his injury history, not only recently but throughout his career, you worry about, his ability to bounce back Wednesday night, 2 nights from now, at home in a Game 5, because he has been the factor in this series so far. When he's been on the floor for the most part, Philly has dominated. Even tonight with him hobbled, he played even, as in ±0, when he was on the floor. That's how much of a factor he's been.
And he had 21 rebounds,
yeah,
which is incredible. I thought, Tobias Harris should have got more touches just because Joel Embiid wasn't going well. Probably should have played through him a little bit more, but that's how talented Joel Embiid is. 21 rebounds, still was kind of a force. You still had the double team. Just unfortunately for them, they just couldn't come through. They don't have a lot of guys when you have defensive Thibault out there and Simmons to be able to shoot the 3-ball.
No, it's going to be interesting to see what they do going forward. I mean, I think that's the thing with Embiid. You tend to get hurt, or if you're nicked up a little bit, when you get tired, that's when things get worse, right? And so I think he's been so dominant. It's your natural tendency to just keep on giving him the ball, keep on giving him the ball. But is that what's wearing him down? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see what they do going forward, because they need to keep spreading the ball around. Obviously, Seth has been shooting the ball great all series. Furkman, the same. So it'll be interesting to see what they do.
On the other side, Atlanta, has struggled to shoot the ball, as you mentioned, Smitty, under 37%. Mm-hmm. Trae Young has a new postseason career high with 18 assists in this game, just 2 turnovers. He scored 25 on 8 of 26 shooting. But Kyle is a veteran of so many playoff series. What can Trae Young learn about himself on a night like this, where he didn't score 35 on those 20, what did I say, 6 shots, and still comes away with a win?
Well, I think one of the things that Trae is really learning is how to make his teammates better. He's always been a good passer, but I think, on a night like tonight when the ball's not going in with a tight playoff game, like he made guys better. He really set up guys really well. To come into a playoff game and get 18 assists, I mean, the lobs that hadn't been there earlier, this little dump down pass right here, he was getting into the paint, making good plays, finding shooters. He had a great game, and if you're going to be a great player in the league, you got to be able to impact the game even when you're not shooting the ball well.
Yeah, I loved it, because the attention to details that the Philadelphia 76ers are paying to Trae Young with the size and obviously clogging up the paint, he's not turning it over. That's the one thing. He missed some shots, but if you look at it, if he gets going with the 26 shots, he's made 4 or 5 of them. Then he has one of those super nights, but 18 assists, only 2 turnovers in a playoff game with this type of high intensity, and the way he's probing and getting into the lane, I think he is growing up right before our eyes, because usually those were bailout deep threes from him. Now he's keeping his dribble and getting guys shots, and he's drawing 2. Yep. That's the one thing he has to do.
Great point.
All right, lots more coverage coming up here on the Atlanta Hawks. Game 4 win, all tied up at 2 games apiece. We'll hear from Trae Young, the other principals from this game, postseason game. He had a career postseason high, 18 assists, and they'll go to Philadelphia tied up at 2 games apiece. Here's head coach Doc Rivers.
What's going on?
Was Joel hurt in the second half at all? I mean, he really didn't really look like he was in a rhythm or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know, Kai. He went in the back, so I know something was bothering him, but I'm not sure what it was.
And then the ball movement seemed to kind of go away in the second half. You guys really just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think was the cause for that?
We stopped passing. I thought that we started the game off that way. Then we got back in the ball movement. Then we went back to hero basketball. Basically everybody wanted to be the hero instead of just trusting the team, trusting each other. So when you do that, you usually lose, especially when the other team outworks you the whole fucking game. And that's what they did today.
Thanks, Coach.
John Clark.
Hey, Doc, was that the final play you wanted, or what did you draw up?
Yeah, I was great with that. You mean the Joel play?
The final one with...
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's 7 seconds. You got to go to the length of the floor. That's what we drew up, but anybody could have got open. So, yeah, I mean, you're not going to get what you want with 7 seconds left. But we got a decent shot. Seth had a good look. Thought he made it, actually.
And you did say something was bothering Joel, obviously, for him to go in the back.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, though.
Do you think if he's right, he makes that layup at the end?
I can't say. I really can't. To me, the game should have never come to that point. Like, we missed so many opportunities. It was live. I can't wait to watch the film. But my eyes told me that we blew a golden opportunity tonight.
Steve McMenamin. Hey, Doc, Danny, a lot of guys have talked about him being one of the most vocal guys, you yourself included, in terms of getting the team right, slowing it down, getting the pace. Do you think you missed that tonight when you said it turned towards hero ball and maybe there wasn't someone to settle the way you guys were playing?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, if that's what we need to win, one guy telling someone, we should all know it and do it anyway, right? Like, it was just, I was really disappointed in how our approach was tonight. Give the Hawks credit. I thought they hit. I thought they knocked us around the floor. I thought Collins was the toughest man on the floor all night. You're going to see everybody else's number, but I thought Collins was the guy tonight, just hitting the glass all night and keeping things alive. I just thought they were the more physical, tougher team, and it wasn't close tonight.
Time for a few more. We'll start with David Murphy.
Hey Doc, Steph kind of bailed you out there on a number of possessions in the first few quarters. Did you even then kind of feel like the offense was not clicking the way you would want to? And what can you just say about what he brought to the floor?
Steph was great. The problem was he was open 10 more times and he didn't get the ball. Ferk was open and didn't get the ball. When guys are open, we got to pass it to them and trust. We just didn't do that as a whole group. Wasn't one guy, it was everybody.
Thanks.
And we'll wrap things up with Kevin Kincaid.
Hey Doc, Joel's been really good for you in closing situations throughout the year. Tobias as well though too. So philosophically, I mean, how do you balance that out when the guy's been really good for you all year, but maybe he doesn't have it on a particular night?
Yeah, but even on those nights, you still go to your guys. I've coached a lot of games where guys haven't had it all night, but they're your guys and they get it. The shot we got Joel, I think we would take that shot all night, whether you have it going or not. We would take that shot. And, that doesn't mean you make them all. And so that was one of the few plays that I thought we executed extremely well. We got Joel right in his sweet spot, and it didn't go in. I can live with that play. I just couldn't live with the way we played all game.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Doc Rivers summing it up.
And secure.
Hawks get the win tonight to even things up. Here's head coach Nate McMillan.
Come back. Just what were the biggest differences you saw, and the energy level as well seemed to go up in that second half?
I thought our defense showed up, and we started to knock down some shots in the first quarter. We had a lot of open looks that the ball just didn't fall for us in that first quarter. I liked the tempo that we were playing at, but it just didn't fall. I thought defensively we were a little soft in that first half, but the third quarter we came out, we established ourselves defensively, started to get stops, and was able to really get to our tempo and get some easy baskets, some open looks, and the shots started to fall for us.
How huge just was John in that second half as well? It seemed like he was given a lot of second effort plays out there.
He really did. I thought he brought a lot of energy, was playing with urgency in that second half. We had 21 second chance points, and the hustle game, the scrap game, was one of the keys that we felt we had to win tonight to beat Philadelphia. And John did a great job of getting us second and third opportunities. That was big, and the fact that we took care of the basketball, only 4 turnovers, which allowed us 101 attempts at the basket. That's really good basketball.
Chris Kirshner.
Nate, you guys are obviously down 18 at one point. This is a young, inexperienced roster for the most part who hasn't been in games like this before. What can you say about the resiliency of this bunch?
I thought they just stayed with it. They continued to stay together. They didn't crack or anything like that. They stayed together, continued to work hard defensively, and this is what they've been doing all season long. Our defense finally showed up, and we was able to start knocking down some shots. And we often talk about it's a 48-minute game, and we want to try to get off to a good start, finish strong. I thought we did that in the second half, giving up only 38 points to Philadelphia, and offensively finding our rhythm.
Zach Klein.
Coach, we saw Trey wearing some tape and eating his shoulder. Is he injured and something wrong? Because obviously he got up to a slow start and struggling from the floor. Any issue with that shoulder?
When he took off his warm-up, it was the first that I saw that. And, so I haven't gotten a report that he has an injury there, but obviously there's something going on with his shoulder. But he hasn't complained, or I haven't gotten a report that they were treating his shoulder.
Steve Hummer.
Well, more on the shoulder thing. Could you tell that he was having problems with it early in the game?
Well, he was missing some shots that he normally makes, and just was really, the ball wouldn't fall for him, but he stayed with it. He's a tough kid, and I thought he played or established the tempo that we needed to get a win tonight. I thought he established that tempo early in the game. He stayed with it. His shots started to eventually fall for him. But, he missed some shots, and it could have been the shoulder. I really don't know, because some of those same shots that he missed in the first half, he started to knock down in the second half.
So to be clear, you knew of no problem with his shoulder after the last game, or anything he incurred during practice, or anything?
No.
Charles Odom.
You have faced endless questions about how to deal with Philadelphia's size, and especially with Embiid. What can you say about the second half efforts on Joel? And he was 0 for 12 in that half.
I thought, Clint really did a good job of trying to force his catch out. I thought our weak side did a good job of being in their shift and mixing up their coverages as far as double teaming. Embiid, he's a tough guy to guard, but it started with Clint, Big O, John, and those guys who were guarding him, just really trying to get him off of the block, force his catch out, and we did a good job of digging and mixing up our double teams on him.
Jamila Johnson.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
We saw some of Danilo Gallinari in with the starters a little bit in the lineup like that, and we see how you like to mix that up. What have you seen from him that you like? He looked like he was really aggressive, and he was driving, and he was doing a lot more than just shooting three.
Well, we're just trying to get some size out there with Gallo and John and Clint at times. We feel that we can match up with them and still be able to run a offense with that group out on the floor. So it gives us some size. We still are able to put shooting out on the floor. But the main thing is to give us a little bit more length to match up with the size that they have out on the floor.
Raphael Haynes.
Coach, Doc just talked about how he felt that you all were the tougher team in this game. As far as mental toughness, can you speak about that as far as your team and what you liked about that tonight?
I think they continue to just show growth in all areas, and this was a mental challenge for our guys. We talked about that after Game 3 when we dropped that game and we looked a little beat up. This is a mental challenge. It's just as much mental as it is physical, and I thought our guys responded tonight with great effort, lots of energy. They played with urgency, but I thought the execution on both ends of the floor was really good. I felt that we were connected out there on the floor.
Season career high 18 assists tonight. That makes him the youngest player in NBA postseason history with at least 25 points and 15 assists in a playoff game. Younger than even Chris Paul was back in 2008. Chris Paul, incidentally, might also be the oldest player ever with a 25-point, 15-assist playoff game. I don't know that for a fact, but, he's still productive at 36. Let's get to Trae Young after the Hawks win.
That's a tall mic, y'all. Short.
Hey, Trae. So I saw a little athletic tape on your shoulder. Can you just kind of walk me through what's going on with your right shoulder?
Yeah,
I got hit last game, and it's been kind of sore. It's gotten a little bit sore over the past couple of days. So Nate just hit me. He said y'all asked him about it too, and I told him I wasn't gonna tell nobody anyways, besides the training staff, because I was gonna play tonight. So it was just a little sore. So the tape helped.
Could you feel it affect you at all at the start of the game? It seemed like you got off to maybe a little bit of a slower start. Like, was it bothering you?
It was just kind of, for me, it wasn't a bother. It was just kind of fighting through it. Knowing it was kind of sore, just trying to work it out, keep it warm throughout the game. That's really pretty much what it was. I mean, I'm not blaming my shooting on my arm. I feel like I had a lot of good looks, and the shots just weren't going in, and I gotta be better at knocking down my shots.
Next question from Chris Kirschner.
Hey, Trey, obviously in the first half, you guys were down by 18 at one point. What can you say about the resilience from the squad?
Yeah, I mean, we've been fighting, all year. We've been fighting all year, and this team never gives up. We, no matter what the score is throughout the game, we know it's a long game. The NBA is a long game, and it's a 48-minute game, and for us, we just stay level-headed throughout the whole game. Every team's going to make runs, and so for us, I love the way we fight, and I'm proud of our team tonight.
Zach Klein.
Trey, this team shot a little over 30% for the game. As you mentioned, down 18. How'd you win this?
Our defense. I mean, you don't shoot that bad and shoot that poorly and still win the game if you don't play good defense. And we played really good defense, and we took care of the ball. Only 4 turnovers. And that's big time for us, and I think that's a big reason why we won. Because, I mean, even though we shot 30% in both categories, we had over 100 possessions, and that's big for us. We got a lot of guys who can make plays. So when you have that many possessions, and keep the ball on your side and at least get up a shot, it's going to work out more times than not.
Steve Hummer.
Yeah, Trey. So what is Nate's reaction when you take off your warm up and he sees your shoulder taped up?
Yeah. He kind of gave me a look like he didn't know about it. But I mean, I told him we're fine, we're good. Let's go play, let's go win. So.
Well, the fact that you played so well down the stretch, did that indicate at all that it was loosening up, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's all off adrenaline at that point. I probably feel it. I'm feeling it a little bit more right now, and I'll probably feel a little bit more tomorrow, but I mean, I'm gonna continue to get treatment on it and stuff like that. So, but in the game, in the moment, I didn't feel it.
Is it a bruise or well, how would you classify it?
I don't. It's not a bruise on the outside. Maybe on the inside, it's just sore. I don't know. I don't know how to really explain it to you. I mean,
okay, thanks.
Terrell Thomas.
Trey, 18 assists for you tonight. Did you feel like the shoulder in the beginning of the game forced you to be more of a facilitator, or are we just kind of going with the flow and the pace of the game?
Yeah, like I do every game. I just read what the defense is giving me, and they're doing a lot of hedging and trapping, and I mean, for me, that's fine and it's good. Now it's all about making the right play and the open pass, and so that's really pretty much what they did. They were just forcing me to really pretty much give up the ball.
Thank you.
McLean Baxley.
Hey Trey, John Collins came out in the second half and just kind of flipped the switch on both ends. You both were getting the crowd involved, enjoying the moment. How much does his play affect you and the rest of the team when he's in that zone?
Yeah, I mean, it affects us all. Just like a long three can affect our team in a positive way and get the crowd going and get our team going. JC's dunks and his putback dunks are the same way. They're infectious. The way he plays and his energy is big time for us. We're going to need him to continue to bring that energy on both ends, and I'm happy with the way he played tonight. He big reason why we won tonight.
And just kind of going off the crowd, how how does tonight compare to other crowds, whether in college or high school or other pro events you've been in, just the environment tonight?
Yeah, I mean, tonight, this playoff environment has been a lot different than even since I've been here. It's been great. The fans have been loud, been cheering. I mean, last game we didn't give them too much of a reason to really cheer, but I mean, all the other games, it's been great, and they've been very supportive of us and really pushing us over that edge to give us that momentum that we need to take care of home, and that's what we need to continue to do.
Hey Trey, congrats on the win. Onyeka, he had about 4 points, I think, and 3 rebounds and 2 blocks, and he played like close to 6.5 minutes. What has it been like to see the rookie kind of get that kind of flow going, and even in just that limited play time, what has it been like?
Yeah, it's big time. It's big time for us, and I know he wants to play more and things like that, and I think Lou has been a great addition to that lineup for him, and really taking over that mentor, really telling him where to go, telling him where he needs to be on both ends. It's great. O is so young, and he's out there just wanting to do perfect and make the right plays, and sometimes he'll just be out of spots just because he just doesn't know yet. And Lou does a great job of really helping him out, and you can tell there's been a big difference in the way he's played since Lou got here. So I'm happy with the way he's been going.
We'll go last 2, first from Christos and then from Brandon Harper.
Hey Trey, congratulations on the win, the performance. Is this win, can this win change the whole momentum of that series from your perspective? And how confident you are about Game 5?
Yeah, I mean, any win can change momentum, and any win can spark a team's energy and really get a team going. So hopefully this really gives us a little bit more momentum and more. I mean, guys are ready to go in to Philly and take care of business.
Brandon?
Yeah, Trey, great win tonight. I know Joel is going to do Joel things, and, in that second half, you all kind of flustered him a little bit. He was looking for foul calls. How do you kind of, take the momentum of, attacking him in that second half and bottle it up and take it up to Philadelphia with you so you can maintain that momentum in trying to kind of, keep him off balance, especially in that second half?
Yeah, I mean, like with any great players, you're never going to be able to really stop them. And tonight, what Clint did and what our team did, but mainly Clint, what he did on that end was great, just showing his hands. Joe's, really good at drawing fouls and getting guys in foul trouble, so making sure he was on the court, being able to play and staying out of foul trouble was big for us. And hopefully we get that same type of effort and same type of energy going into Game 5 against them, because obviously he's going to play a lot harder and a lot better at home. So we got to be ready to for Joel and the rest of the team in Game 5.
Thank you.
Huge win for the Hawks, a missed opportunity for the 76ers.
Hey, Tobias. Just what do you think was the reason for the lack of ball movement in the second half of this one?
I don't know, really. I think that we didn't make many shots. We didn't make shots in the second half, really. We did have some of those looks, so that heightens the lack of ball movement there. Because in the beginning, we did have some good early looks that usually fall for us. They happen not to, so that hurt us. So, and then we just didn't really execute offensively how we were in the first half with the movement, bringing the ball side to side, and really making it work out there defensively. So, yeah.
Doc said you guys just got straight up just outworked. Would you agree with that? And what do you think that's going to happen tonight?
Yeah, we did. I think we definitely got outworked out there. They got the 50-50 balls offensive boards, all the way down the line. So, yeah, I mean, give them credit. They did, second half, they did a good job of just defending, making us miss, and getting out and getting some looks out there, and that hurt us.
Thanks, Tate.
Yeah.
Dave McMenamin.
Tobias, Doc also said that he thought it was hero ball by you guys on the stretch. Did he tell that to you guys? Do you share that with the team? And what do you feel about that assessment?
Yeah, I mean, he shared that with us, and you know, it's probably, I mean, it's a valid statement. I think that you know, obviously when you're in the crunch time like that, you know, we wouldn't have been there if we just stuck to what we were doing in the first half and getting the ball side to side. So, you know, we let that slip with playing that type of way in the second half. So that hurt us. So yeah, I mean, it all just trickled down from there, really.
Let's just go to David Murphy.
Hey, Tobias, we asked you about Joel a few days ago, and you said, you know, once you're out there on the court in the playoffs, it's no excuses, and, you know, you just got to play through it, and he does that. But I mean, tonight it really looked like he was having trouble changing directions off that right foot, elevating off that right foot, you know, 0 for 12 in the second half. What did you see out there playing with him? You know, even on that last play, him on that pick and roll, what did you see out of him tonight?
I mean, we got a good look on pick and roll. It didn't fall. You know, he had he didn't have his best night offensively, but he had some big defensive plays for us all throughout the game. So, you know, I'm not out there critiquing his movements and how he's looking off one leg or the other. You know, I'm out there just trying to play basketball. I mean, he's the most dominant player in the game, making shots or not making shots. So we know what he brings to his team, and I know he'll bounce back next game. That's really it.
Mike McGarry.
Hey, Tobias, Doc said that he thought this was a missed golden opportunity for you guys. Do you agree? And what's the key to going forward now? You could have been up 3-1. Now it's 2-2, looking like a long series.
Yeah, it's 2-2, so that's the key going forward. We got to go back home and play and do our best to win. You know, the game is over. We figure out how we can adjust and be better. A golden opportunity, of course. I mean, you know, we should have been a game that's ours, but right now it's in the past, and we just move on and we get ready for the next one. That's all you can do.
We have time for two more. We'll start with Christos Slotas.
Hey, Tobias, what was the biggest lesson for your team on the second half? And also, what do you need to do on game 5 to be the aggressors from the first minute of the game?
Big adjustment for us is just sticking with what was working. Now, obviously, that was us being scrappy, defending, getting out there in transition, and offensively making the correct play. We did get away from it in the second half, but you know, come next game, we just got to get back to that flow.
Final question, we'll go to Christopher Murray.
Yeah, Tobias, what happened defensively? What was the defensive breakdown late in the third quarter for when they made their run? And what was happening on the offense end? Did that affect your defensive play as well?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we missed a lot of shots, so for them, they were able to get out and transition and kind of get at us without a set defense. But, you know, they, as I said before, they got the 50-50 basketballs. You know, they got to the free throw line a little bit as well. Got the offensive boards. Was able to create some extra possessions out there for them in the second half. I mean, third quarter, they had 31 points. That's too many points for our standard defensively in the playoffs.
All right, Tobias, thank you.
Tobias, Joel Embiid looking the way Joel Embiid looked tonight, that's a consideration.
it favors the Hawks, this type of schedule. Young, and obviously we got a chance to watch Joel Embiid. Not a lot of recovery time. He's injured. This things are looking up for the Atlanta Hawks.
It's amazing how quickly the tide can turn.
Yeah, this is the second series where, I think you look at the Bucks and the Nets too, a couple games, and this is a whole new thing.
Playoff Central Live, presented by AT&T 5G, continues. Let's get to Ben Simmons, who nearly had a triple-double tonight. 11 points, 12 boards, and 9 assists. The Philly blows an 18-point lead and is now tied at 2.
Completely. And then also, he said it looked like a lack of ball movement in the second half. Why do you think this kind of happened in this one?
I couldn't tell you why, but we needed to move the ball more, play team ball, get good shots and get good looks. We came out too sluggish. They punched us, we didn't punch back. That's what it is.
Thank you.
Dave McMenamin. Ben, Joel's been so good this series. He struggled in the second half. Didn't make a shot. What did you see from him?
He missed good looks. It happens. It is what it is. We got to help him out and make it easier on him. Get open, when they send the doubles and finish. So, it happens. I don't think it's going to be often that happens with Joe. But, next game.
Raphael Haynes.
Hey, Ben, now that you know this is going to be pretty much, or at least going to 6, after a game like this, what is the message that you tell your team, or what is the morale in the locker room right now?
You got to stay locked in. It's going to be a long series, so got to stay locked in. Get back to Philly, get some rest, and then lock in for that next game.
Crystal Soltas.
Hey, Ben. As one of the leaders of that team, what you need to do on both ends of the floor to be the aggressors on Game 5 from the first minute of the game?
Yeah, we got to make sure we're organized, getting in our sets, and moving the ball. We're not a team that's going to go ISO every time, but we need to move the ball, get everybody involved, and make the right plays.
We have time for 2 more. We'll start with Austin Crow.
Hey, Ben, you said you had to make things easier for Joel, help him out a little bit. Second half, you took 1 shot. I'm curious, is there some sort of, at halftime, with a change in approach? Why that happened?
Yeah, I definitely should have been more aggressive and attack more. I think the spacing was a little off this game. We didn't get to our spacing. We weren't as aggressive that second half.
All right, we'll wrap things up with Lauren Rosen.
Ben, you mentioned coming back and locking in for the next game in Philadelphia. In hindsight, how important was it for you guys to get home court advantage, and how much are you looking forward to having 2 of the next 3 opportunities to play at home?
Obviously going home, we're playing in front of your own fans, so they're going to give us that boost that we need probably. But we got to handle business game by game, so it's going to be a couple nights. When do we play? When's the next game? Wednesday. So, Wednesday night we got to be locked in and prepared. Get some rest tomorrow and then watch some film. Thanks, Ben.
All right, Ben Simmons there. Now to Kevin Huerter and John Collins. All smiles after a comeback win.
Hey, John. Just how important was it to you to kind of bring the energy in that second half? Was that a conscious thing that you knew you needed to do?
Yeah, definitely. I don't like, playing the way I did offensively in any game. So on my end, to help my team, I just figured I'd try anything, try to use some of that frustration to help propel the team in any way I can. So if I got to use my athleticism, then so be it.
John, for you as well, just what did you think of the way you guys were able to have more success against Embiid tonight, and particularly kind of defending without fouling and keeping him off the line?
Yeah, it was a great team effort tonight. Obviously a great job by CC. Pretty much guarding him isolation all night and, trying to make every single shot he got, as tough as possible. As well as I said, the weak side and us just all being on a string and understanding, our game plan. And I feel like we did a great job of executing it tonight.
Chris Kirshner.
Hey guys, either of you can answer this one, but what's the mood like in the message at halftime when you guys are trailing by double digits and what's essentially a must-win game?
Honestly, we were okay. To start the game, we got good looks. We didn't make shots in the first half. Some of our keys coming in, and we're trying to play faster, trying to limit turnovers. Both of those were okay in the first half. We weren't making shots at the clip we usually do. So halftime we came in. Obviously we refocused, but we still felt good about ourselves and obviously the second half.
And you guys obviously were down by 18 at one point. What does this say about the resiliency of this team?
Yeah, it's something we've done all year. Guys in and out of the lineup, COVID, really just haven't made excuses all year, and tonight was another example of that. We're down 18, like I said. We could have folded, didn't make shots in front of our home crowd, and came together and obviously just slowly, got back into the game and made enough plays at the end to win.
Steve Plummer.
Yeah, I guess for either one. Well, we'll start with Kevin. I don't know how much did the team know that Trey's shoulder was sore, and what was the reaction when you see him coming out taped up and getting the heat pad when he's sitting down and all that?
Yeah, I didn't know. I saw him with the heat pad on. Trey's someone, it feels like he's always available. Seems like he's dinged up with different stuff, but he doesn't usually show it. So we are confident he was going to be out there, especially in a game like this. He wasn't going to be out. So I didn't really realize, to be honest. And
John, were you concerned at all that it was going to affect his shot? I think you saw some signs of that early, but down the stretch he led everything.
Yeah, yes and no. Obviously concerned enough. It's my teammate, it's my brother. Never like to see anything happen, but I also understand. It's postseason. I feel like everybody's dealing with something at this point, but Trey's a trooper. Didn't let it stop him from trying to go out there and compete, and he did that.
Thanks.
McLean backsleeve.
Yeah, John, just kind of talking about, when you go for those dunks and you come down and get the crowd back involved, what's going through your mind, what's going through your, and you'll go to the sideline and, what's going on in your, conversations there when the crowd's involved and you and Trey and everybody really is just getting the crowd involved.
Yeah, I love personally just getting the crowd involved. I feel like they're very important, energy-wise, and just they give us a lot of, positive things that help us, compete out there on the court. So for me, and when it comes to dunking, it's what I do. So I don't really have any thoughts going into my brain outside of help my team win. And as I said, that means dunking on a couple people, then got to switch in that mode and go do it.
And then there in that last, 15-20 seconds, their last possession, what was the assignments for you and the team, and did it go out the way of it? You got the turnover and everything, but, was that how it was supposed to go?
End of game situations never really turn out how they're supposed to. Honestly, if I'm being real, but the only situation that I'm happy about us, coming to is a win. Seth missed that last shot, and that's enough for whatever happened in that 15 seconds. I don't care. He missed. We go home happy, and we move on to the next game.
Appreciate it, guys.
Jamila.
Hey guys, congrats on the win. This question is for John. John, in your young career, you're no stranger to physicality, and obviously with the playoffs, it's amped up some. But just wondering, over your career, have you played against any of those talented bigs that you've kind of picked up some tricks, or maybe seen something they've kind of gotten away with that you might wanted to try? Has there been anything that you've actually learned from playing those talented bigs?
Yeah, for myself especially, on nights like tonight where, I'm obviously undersized playing against guys like Dwight and Joel, but, it's just about using what I have over them, and that's quickness, agility, foot speed, and that's really it, is using what I can for an advantage against those guys, and trying to, limit their talents as much as I can. It's an ongoing process, and, it takes a full game, but, I definitely feel like I try to do my best to figure it out.
Raphael Haynes.
Hey fellas, great game tonight. John, she just talked about the physicality of the playoffs, especially tonight. You were getting beat up tonight. How much does the mental toughness come in effect, not just for you, but just for the whole team right now?
It's damn tough, and that's part of the playoffs and what comes with it. But we're here to battle, we're here to compete. I'm definitely not going to back down from anybody, regardless of how many pounds of weight they have on me. Just about like I said, going out there and competing as hard as I can and using my advantages. Just try to win the battle.
Let's go to Christos.
Hello guys, great game. Congratulations on the win. John, Doc Rivers called you as the toughest the toughest guy on the floor. Did you feel tonight like the toughest guy on the floor?
I always sort of have that aura. I don't necessarily feel like I'm the toughest dude ever or the toughest guy on the court. I'm not trying to be. Just trying to go out there, play hard, and compete. If I come off a little tough, I definitely, I like that, you know what I'm saying? Or I appreciate that from whoever, but it's not something I'm going out and trying to do. Just trying to be a leader and be a strong beacon of, strength for my team at all times. So.
And Kevin, what kind of statement was the second half, the effort and the toughness on the second half for your team?
Yeah, it was. Our team obviously showed a lot of resilience and not giving up. Just trying to grind out the game. Again, it didn't feel like we made one big run to get ourselves back in the game. It was gradual, kind of the whole second half. We just slowly, ate at the lead, and like I said, we made enough plays at the end of the game, and a couple guys hit big free throws and got stops when we needed to. But it was just a lot of resilience, obviously.
Kevin Chenard.
I wanted to ask John about the jumbo lineup where he was playing small forward, and if that gave him sort of a runway to some of those offensive rebounds in the second half.
I don't know if there's, say a runway, but I definitely just feel like me understanding that we're taking a lot of long shots, and I definitely feel like I didn't have a body on me how I felt like I would want to have one the whole night. And I just wanted to attack that and get on the rim, and as I said, just make an effort anywhere I can.
Just a few more. We will go to William Twitty.
Great game tonight, Kevin and John. John, I asked you a question. I've seen you talking to the referees a lot tonight. Just want to know, were they seeing the same things we were seeing as far as like the ticky-tack plays that was leading to harder fouls that make it lead to frustration and retaliation fouls? What are we going to have to do to stay out of that mind game that Embiid and Dwight Howard is playing out there with you guys?
You have to try to not play it. And that's obviously why you saw me going over, trying to talk to the referees and, say exactly that, I'm trying not to continue to play, do the antics thing. That's not how I don't play basketball that way, right? So that's really it. And I just was trying to avoid exactly that, trying to avoid any escalation. So it's really just more of the same, trying to not, get too mentally wrapped up in it and just play basketball.
Well, keep being the beacon light the rest of the series.
Appreciate that. No problem.
Just a couple more. McLean Baxley from the AJC.
Yeah, Kevin. So, the game goes finally. Y'all celebrate. I'm sure there's a locker room speech. How quickly did you get to your phone to tweet out this GIF of they had us in the first half? Not gonna lie. Was that in the draft?
I think I did that right as I was sitting down for this, actually. So, you guys must have been the first people to see it.
You posting already?
Go to Twitter, you see it.
Sarah Spencer.
Hey, Kevin. This one's for you as well, but only four turnovers for y'all tonight. Just how is that kind of the stat of the game for y'all?
It is. That's something that they hang their hat on defensively, being able to turn you over, get out in transition. Something we talked about coming into this series is being a big key for us is take care of the ball, and 4 turnovers. I don't know if that's a season low, but it feels like it. So in a must-win game at home with everything like this on the line, to have 4 turnovers, it's pretty good, especially for us.
Maria.
Hi guys, congrats for the win. These questions are for any one of you. What do you think have been the biggest challenges of facing this Sixers team, and what do you think is going to be the key to get another win on Wednesday at Philly?
Yeah, you want to get for me, the key is, as we touched on before, just trying to just play basketball, not turn over the ball, play our game, and not let them, speed us or force us to do any of the things that, aren't within our game. And defensively, it's really just do more of what we did today. Try to limit, obviously, big fella down low and just play solid defense all around. I don't think we have to change too much or, try to mess with the strategy. Just lock in and try to do the same thing again and, adjust as we can.
And would you like to continue doing those incredible shots that we saw from the third quarter, John?
Yeah, the dunks you're talking about. I mean, of course, it's what I do. I'll continue to do some more. I know it gets the fans, everybody hyped, so I enjoy it, of course.
Thank you.
Last two. First from Yakiri Thomas.
Congratulations on the win, guys. This question is for John. Just speak a little bit about just the chemistry tonight with the team.
Yeah, I definitely felt like we started off a little slow, but that never faltered, with our togetherness and, our competitive spirit nature. I definitely felt like we all had a sense of understanding this game was a must-win for us, especially at home. And I definitely feel like we rode that energy throughout the entire game, regardless, as I said, of us struggling or, not making the shots we normally make. We just stayed aggressive, and we just wanted to win tonight, and we did come home with a victory. We can focus on next game.
Thank you.
Final question from Jonathan Simmons.
Kevin and John, first of all, congratulations both of you guys on a huge win tonight. First, I have a question for Kevin and then you, John. Kevin, everybody talks about your offense all the time, what you can do offensively, but how pleased are you with the fact that you led the team in steals with 2, and you were part of that team that was on the floor to hold them to 38 points in the second half?
Yeah, just trying to make an impact, playing with energy. It's some Coach Mack has preached since he took over. Guys being two-way players, guys being into the ball, physical, defensively, being in passing lanes. But like I said, just trying to make an impact, just trying to impact winning whatever I can.
And John, to you, a lot of people talk about how many points a particular individual will score, but it's often when they score the points. What does it mean for you to have, first of all, the game-changing dunks and then the late three-pointer late in the game?
I forgot about that. I forget. Nothing much to say. I want to step up and make big plays for my team, whether they be dunks or threes. I just want to make an impact in any way I can. So, it gives me more effort or it gives me more motivation, to come back and just continue to do the same thing for my team if it can lead to wins. So, yeah.
All right, now to Joel Embiid, who just sat down 4 of 20 tonight, 0 of 12 in the second half. Did not appear to be in full health as this game played out.
Is to turn the frustration of the loss tonight into a motivation and determination for Game 5.
It was a tough loss. Having a big lead, that was a blown opportunity. But it happened, can't change it. Got to move on into, Game 5.
Keith Pompey.
Hey, Joe, how are you feeling? I mean, and you went to the locker room, you came back out. What's wrong with you?
Man, I guess it's already known. Don't need to explain myself anymore. Just try to do the best I can.
So it was basically the knee?
Yeah, just trying to do the best I can.
Right. Well, what happened on that shot? It seems like, you get a good look.
Great look. I just didn't have the lift. Thought I got fouled too. But usually I would go up and, especially for a bucket like that, try to dunk it or, try to get fouled and get an and-one. But I just seem to not be able to, jump. For obvious reasons, but like I said, it's tough. But you gotta think about Game 5.
And like guess of not being able to jump, I guess that affected your performance in the whole second half with the going over 12.
There's no excuses. I gotta be better.
Thank you, Joe.
Hi, Carly.
Hey Joe, just as a whole, it just Doc said you guys got outworked. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that and why do you think that it came out that way tonight?
We did. They went after every loose ball. Collins had a bunch of putbacks. We didn't do our job offensively. The ball didn't move as it did in the first half. They were just, I guess they just hit us. And they looked like they were tougher than us tonight.
Thanks. David Murphy. So maybe,
I know you don't want to make excuses, but I mean, it's like you said, it's obvious when you're going up for that layup and you have to play on your right foot. Just not being able to change directions, not being able to elevate on your jump shot. Are you confident you can get that back this series and get back to where you were in the first couple games?
I think I can. It happens. Bad game happens. I've been playing well, and sometimes you just can't control it. Sometimes I thought in the second half a bunch of shots were in and out. There was a couple calls that could have gone, either way. I can do better. I can always be better. But as far as just being 100%, I don't think that's gonna happen. Until the year is actually over. So I said I just gotta go out and manage it and just deal with it.
Thank you. We have time for two more. We'll start with Maria from Tabla Cortez.
Hi, Joel. Hope you're well. So far, it's been 4 games. So, what do you think have been the biggest challenges of facing this Hawks team?
They shoot the ball well. They got a bunch of shooters, so they stretch you out, and so they move the ball well, and they got their point guard is also pretty good. So they play well together. They do everything as a group. At times it's tough to guard them, but we gotta do the best job we can.
Time for the last question. It will be Christopher Murray.
Joel, in that second half, did you get a sense that they sensed that you weren't maybe your normal self tonight, especially on the defensive end?
I'm not sure. You gotta ask them that question. But I thought from the beginning of the game, even before I went back to the locker room, it just felt like I didn't have it tonight. And of course you can kind of, oh my God, see that duck?
What?
Is it Joe? Thank you, Joe.
See that Kawhi duck?
Oh, it's crazy.
Man.
You put babies on the
Wow. But you could say from the beginning of the game, it was tough. You could just tell. And if I'm not dominating, especially defensively, it's easy to tell. So I'm sure they saw it. But yeah, that Kawhi dunk was crazy. Man. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, Joe.
That was the best answer he gave us, to be honest. I know. Wasn't even asked about it. He was just reacting to Kawhi Leonard's dunk on Derek Favors. Did you see that dunk, Matt? Did you see that dunk? Here's the dunk he was talking about.
It was amazing.
Oh, it was pretty great.
Good dunk.
Kawhi turns the corner on Royce O'Neal and takes dead aim at Derek Favors. That's big game hunting right there.
Ooh-wee.
Wow. Even Kawhi probably said to himself, wow, that was good. Good dunk. Just like that in his head. Wow.
Fun guy.
Clippers are killing the Jazz right now at the half. Meanwhile, this series is now all tied up at 2. Completely different. You mentioned it when we came on the air with Postgame. was the second quarter. We were all talking about it. It felt like Philadelphia had won the series, let alone the game. It felt like it was over, and now we start from scratch. So what do you make of things at 2-2?
I think Atlanta's got a real shot. I think you look at Embiid and it doesn't sound like he hurt his knee worse, and I think that's good news. But as the series goes on, how's this all going to play out? So we'll see. I think Atlanta certainly has life. I think they believe that they can win, and it's going to be a big Game 5.
Yeah, he didn't offer much by way of explanation as far as his health goes, other than to say he didn't have it tonight.
Yeah, he didn't. And then sometimes you miss shots, and we've seen that. But I think physically we were watching him just kind of not laboring, not wanting to pound Clint Capella, no lift. And I think that's the one part that you look at. And if you're the Atlanta Hawks, obviously you go into this game. Is this still like a chess match? If he doesn't have any lift, do you double? Or is he playing posse? So it's going to be a lot going on. And obviously it's going to be every sideline reporter, and if whoever's calling that game or on game time, is he playing? Is he not playing? And I think that's going to be something for the Philadelphia 76ers. If he is playing and he's not healthy, I think you got to go through Tobias Harris a little bit more. Try to go through him. And I think they need more body and ball movement. Other than Joel Embiid, we know he's a staple down there, but it's a lot of standing to me, Kyle. And I think for them they're a much better team. Even with them on the block, there should be some cutting, there should be some split action, something to keep have the other guys occupied.
Well, the result certainly was a lift for the Atlanta Hawks, and they're back in it at 2-2. Game 5 happens on Wednesday night. We'll be here with post-game coverage of that game, and in just a shorter time, post-game coverage of the Jazz Clippers game.